23rd made counting day with Sanjay Pugalia, Harsha Subramaniam and Kaushik Vaidya. Elections 2019 with Bloomberg Quint.
"59 seats are at stake in the last phase of these elections that are taking place across 7 states: Bihar, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal and one union territory of Chandigarh." Thanks for joining us. I'm Harsha Subramaniam. The question we are asking is what's at stake for the BJP, and will this phase decide if Prime Minister Modi is coming back to office? To discuss this, I'm joined by Nistula Hebbar, political editor at The Hindu, Amitabh Tiwari, political commentator and strategist. We'll also be joined by Aditi Phadnis in just a short while. Amitabh, I'll start with you. The BJP is defending 30 seats in this phase. What are the chances and how critical is this phase really?
So this phase is very critical because Modi is himself contesting from Varanasi, which is the eastern UP. 13 seats are up for grabs there. And last time BJP had won all the 13 seats there. Even if you combine the vote share of SP and BSP, NDA is ahead by 6%. That is assuming a seamless transfer of votes. So NDA is better placed in this phase in UP. If you come to Bihar, there are 8 seats, and again NDA had won 6 seats out of them. On most of the seats in Bihar, what has happened is that the NDA has a significant edge over the MGP. That is almost as high as 15% in across seats. And in most of the seats, what has happened is that both the UPA as well as, or the MGP as well as the NDA have put up same caste candidates. Whether it is Sasaram, whether it is Buxar, whether it is Karakat. So whoever is able to get the maximum support from the other major caste will be able to win this seats in Bihar. And Congress had only 3 seats out of these 59 last time. So it is a very, very important phase for Congress too if it wants to get to the 100 mark number.
Okay, I'll get to Bihar in just a moment. But what is interesting is 24 out of these 59 seats, the BJP won by a small margin in 2014. For example, Hoshiarpur in Punjab, 1.5% margin, Ghazipur in Uttar Pradesh, 3.2%. My question is, and Nistula, I'll come to you. How significant do you think this is equally for the Congress if it wants to consolidate its position?
Well, I've always been saying at the beginning of this very long trudge of an election that even at the beginning, there was one party which is expected to cross or stay close to the 200 mark, even if you look at a very bad case scenario. And the principal opposition's best case scenario is to just cross the 100 point. Now, I agree with Amitabh when he said that this particular phase, Congress has only 3 seats, and they will be looking to make further inroads in this particular last phase if they have to cross that 100 mark. They have a good chance in Punjab. Their allies have a good chance in Jharkhand. And Madhya Pradesh too, because the seats that are going into polls at this point of time are the Malwa Nimad section, and the 8 seats there, and basically the 66 assembly seats, which in the 2018 assembly polls, BJP only won 21, whereas in 2013 they had won 56 out of these 66 seats. So there was a pushback in that area, and it was long considered the stronghold of the BJP. Right. So Congress will be hoping that between Punjab and Madhya Pradesh, they are able to score, their strike rate improves a lot more.
Okay, let's talk about Uttar Pradesh in specific. 13 seats are at stake. Prime Minister Modi is the star candidate in Varanasi, as we were talking about, which I suppose he will win. But what about the rest, especially where it's expected to be a close contest? Aditi Phadnis, what do you think is likely to happen?
Well, some of the seats which are going to the polls in Uttar Pradesh were even earlier at the height of the Modi wave quite contested. One of them, for instance, is Ghazipur. Manoj Sinha won that seat at the height of the Modi wave by a margin of just 33,000 votes at a time when the 2 opposition parties were fighting against each other. This time they are united. So Afzal Ansari is by no means a model of parliamentary values and rectitude, but nevertheless in that area he is popular, and he could give Manoj Sinha a run for his money. Similarly, in Gorakhpur is a very, very interesting seat because, as you know, it is Yogi Adityanath's seat, and the United Opposition beat Yogi Adityanath's. Well, I'm not sure if he was his candidate. Beat the BJP candidate in the by-election that took place after Yogi Adityanath got elected to the assembly and resigned from the seat, from the Lok Sabha seat. So against this background, it's a very complex seat because there are multipolar centers of power.
Sure.
One is Yogi Adityanath and the Mutt. The other is the BJP. The third is the RSS. Very few people know, for instance, that Yogi Adityanath, although the RSS and the Mutt have almost a common boundary wall, Yogi Adityanath did not step into the RSS office for nearly 20 years after after he joined the Mutt, as it were. So there is a very subtle, very understated sense of rivalry within these three, and on the other side is a very important caste, the Nishad, whose leader has decamped to the BJP, but whose other leader is contesting as a United Opposition candidate. So, and BJP has fielded.
Sure. No, point well made and well taken, Aditi. I want to talk about Madhya Pradesh a bit. 8 seats at stake in Madhya Pradesh, where there is a direct fight between the Congress and the BJP. Sadhvi Pragya Thakur's comments have created a controversy over Nathuram Godse. You've seen the BJP subsequently distancing from it. And, do you believe this is likely to influence the voting in any manner? Amitabh, her seat is done, but for the rest, would this have any impact, you would think?
I wouldn't say it will have much impact in the seats there, because what has happened is that this is a Malwa Niwad region where BJP's seats actually halved in the 2018 assembly polls.
Right.
This includes Indore, this includes Ujjain, which is a very religious place, and out of the 45 Vidhan Sabha seats, Congress is ahead in 25, whereas BJP was ahead in only 19.
Correct.
This is also a hotbed of agrarian distress because the Mandsaur firing took place here. So these issues will actually have a more important bearing on the Madhya Pradesh results than the Sadhvi Pragya comments, in my opinion.
Okay, Nistula, you want to come in on that? Do you think Sadhvi's comments will have any impact?
No, I agree with Amitabh in as much as it may not specifically affect voting or disrupt all patterns of voting, specifically since BJP has stepped in and the party president has initiated disciplinary action against her. But it does raise a question mark in every other space where this election is going on, as yet another line in the sand, which distinguishes between ideology and other things. And specifically on the question of Mahatma Gandhi, on which BJP has always been a little on the defensive, because somebody or the other from their party keeps popping up and saying these very laudatory things about Nathuram Godse.
Sure. Aditi, you want to come in on this sort of debate that we have seen over Godse versus Gandhi? I mean, this is the politics that we have today. But does it have? Do you think they'll have any influence at all at the ballot box?
Well, I'm a reporter, so I specialize in the trivia and the trivial. And I'm just wondering how, if Pragya Thakur gets elected, how on earth is the BJP going to rein her in? Because she is the Sadhvi Niranjan Jyoti Mark II. She has already got the party in serious trouble on the Hemant Karkare remark.
Correct.
Now she's gone and said something about Gandhiji. And, there are just too many of these free-spirited individuals floating around in the BJP right now. Uma Bharti used to be one such until she was very firmly squashed by the party high command.
Correct.
And the meeting between Uma Bharti and Sadhvi and this Pragya Thakur was a very emotional meeting, I think, because both saw kindred spirit in each other. But the point is, BJP has all these all these loose cannons. I really don't know if they are amenable to disciplinary action from anyone but Ramji, as Pragya Thakur has said.
Okay.
कि वो मेरे रामजी हैं तो मैं तो कहूँगी.
Okay. Which brings me to the question of Bengal. 9 seats in Bengal. Again, unprecedented violence on the streets of Kolkata, damage to Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, prompting the Election Commission to come in. Now there's a debate over the Election Commission's actions itself. Has that become a poll issue for the rest of the seats as well, Amitabh?
No, again, I mean, we saw there was violence there, and the debate is whether it should, the action should have been taken before or after. But I mean, EC was just in giving 24 hours to all the parties so that every party gets some time to finish its campaign on time.
Correct.
Because if it would have been done with immediate effect, everybody again would have complained. See, West Bengal is very important because it is in the top 5 states if you count by Modi's rallies this time. Modi and Shah hope that they will be able to get some seats here and in turn compensate for the losses in the Hindi heartland. Left has a very important role here to play. Left got around 30% vote share in 2014. So it all depends upon the collapse of the left. And left and Congress together got 40%. So they were primarily anti-Mamata or anti-TMC votes. If BJP gets even half of the votes of left, then it will win easily 10 to 12 seats. And Mamata scored 34 last time. So if she has prime ministerial ambitions, she needs to get at least 30 because Mayawati on the other side with the support of Akhilesh is likely to turn up with 35-40 seats as per general consensus.
Correct.
So that is why Mamata is getting very jittery. If BJP gains, it will be at the expense of Congress left as well as making some dent in the TMC votes. Mind you, last time what happened is that Mamata won 25 out of 34 seats just because of the split of votes.
Correct.
We say BJP won this much, that much. Mamata won 25 out of 34. So if there is any consolidation in favor of BJP, there will be trouble for Mamata. But that we'll have to see on 23rd.
Nistula, you want to come in on this? You know, we've obviously seen quite a bit of, or at least the report saying that there has been a groundswell of support increasing for the BJP in Bengal. Do you think that enhanced support will actually translate to votes this time or seats this time?
Well, the BJP has been working on its project West Bengal for a long time. Around 4 years ago, Mr. Amit Shah had unveiled a list of 113 seats where the BJP had either come second or third or registered a significant number of votes in 2014 and said that party can only expand towards there because everywhere else they have been maxed out. Bengal figured very largely in these plans. And making Mukul Roy join the party was a very, very important part of that plan because Mukul Roy is the man who was the backroom boy for Mamata Banerjee and helped her set up the electoral machinery in that state. So he understands the electorate. He also understands the important key people and other things that you require to win elections, on the ground there. So he had handed over the list in turn of 32 seats. Where the BJP could push forward looking at demographics, looking at fast voting patterns, and the fact that despite having nearly 30% Muslim population in the state, there were these 32 seats where the BJP could find that this population is not determining. It's not determining who's going to win there. Like Tripura, I think the BJP has also been very successful in conveying that they are the oppositional force which has the heft and the muscle to take on the TMC because politics is not very pretty in West Bengal. It's not pretty in our entire country, but certainly not in West Bengal. And Muscle makes a big point, aggression. Are you ready to take on the aggression of the ruling party? All of that makes a lot of dent, a lot of impact on voters. So I have found that a lot of voters are veering around to the view that it is Mr. Modi and the BJP under Mr. Shah who have the heft to take on Mamata, and whoever wants to oppose her could very well veer towards the BJP.
Okay, I have time for one last round of questioning, and this is on in the state of Bihar. The fight is on for 8 seats in Pataliputra. Lalu's daughter Misa Bharti is taking on Ramkripal Yadav, who is a former aide of Lalu. Aditi, what are the dynamics at play at Bihar this time? How much sway does Lalu Yadav hold at all, if he does?
I am not sure if Laluji has much sway. I mean, things are being said in his name and decisions are being taken in his name, but I'm not really very sure. In fact, many are lamenting the fact that Laluji is not there. But I think much more important is going to be the proportions of what I think is going to be a pretty much a clean sweep by the BJP JDU alliance. There's going to be despite the fact that that the opposition has joined forces, there are serious fault lines within the opposition, and I'm really not sure if they're going to be able to withstand the combined force of the caste dynamic that Nitish Kumar brings to the table, as well as the upper caste angle that BJP seeks to use.
Amitabh, last word with you. Bihar, how significant this is, and Aditi means that, or at least implies that the advantage clearly is with Nitish Kumar BJP front.
Yeah, I agree with Aditi in that sense, because I said earlier, NDA has an advantage of greater than 15% in most of the seats here. And last time 2 seats were won by RLSP, which has moved or shifted to Mahagathbandhan. And RLSP is likely to face tougher contest in both these seats. One of these seats, Nalanda, was won by JDU in spite of fighting independently. So if you add votes of NDA, it is likely to sail through easily. As I again said earlier, that on most of these seats, caste is going to play a key role. Both the candidates on most of these seats belong to the same caste. If they are able to bring the upper caste or the Dalits onto their bandwagon, mostly that candidate is likely to win, and in this case it is likely to be NDA, because there is no Mayawati here. The Dalit vote is with the Ram Vilas Paswan, and the Mahadalit vote also, because Nitish had created that category. The Mahadalit vote also majorly, despite of Manji being it in MGB, is with NDA, and that's what gives NDA the edge.
Okay. This is the last lap, and this is how it plays. Many thanks indeed for joining us. Amitabh Tiwari, Nistula Hebbar, Aditi Phadnis for joining us with your perspectives. Let's wait and watch how the story unfolds on the 23rd of May. If you have been, thank you so much for watching.